Good morning from Costa Maya, Mexico.
We are Jenny and Kevin with Eat Baila Travel. Today we're on port number 2, which is Costa Maya, Mexico. Costa Maya is a port that was actually constructed by the cruises to make it dedicated for people who are cruising, and they come and dock here and just hang out. Apparently there's pools, place to buy souvenirs. Only people who cruise have access to it, but the town itself here in Mexico is called Mahahual. So we're gonna go and check out the town of Mahahual and see what beaches they have.
Cool.
Bienvenida a Costa Maya.
Cool, we walk in and there's a duty-free store like as if we arrived to an airport.
The thing here in Costa Maya is that it's packed. There's 4 boats that dock today. So there's thousands and thousands of people. I would say maybe even like 20,000 people would be a guess.
Visiting from the cruise?
Right.
This whole cruise port is like a town in itself because like we mentioned, there's probably close to around 20,000 people who just arrive on the cruise port. So that's a whole city on its own. It's not surprising that they would construct all of this as a welcome area, a little welcome downtown tourist strip for everybody. And it's really nice. They made it culturally relevant, regionally relevant, the palm trees, the huts, palapas. And of course, just like most of the tourist areas in Mexico, you'll find los voladores de Papantla from Veracruz. There's a lot to see and do throughout the strip. Shops, massages, ice cream, bars, anything you need for a vacation, they have it ready for you right here on the dock. So we're heading to the beach and they do offer taxis and transportation as soon as you get off. But what we're doing is we're walking straight through the tourist strip, going outside and getting a taxi for a cheaper rate. We'll show you exactly where. We're still looking for the exits, and when we find it, we'll show you how to do that. I am really blown away by how much there is to do just here on the port dock in Costa Maya. You really don't even have to leave this area to go to a beach. We are in a beach mood, so we are gonna head out to go find a beach, but we'll probably be back early to take advantage of some of this stuff. There are pools, almost a water park, an adventure area. Holy cow, this is impressive. It's so weird to be here on a cruise because we were living in Jalapa, Veracruz last. We took a bus to Mexico City, a flight to Houston, to then board the cruise from Galveston and take a cruise back to Mexico. So it feels kind of goofy, but this is really a one-of-a-kind experience, especially being my first cruise. I'm just blown away by all of this. And granted, this is an artificially built area for the cruise experience, but it is still cool all in itself, authentic or not. Kevin's parents are already feeling the drinks. Another surprising fact, or maybe not so surprising, is that they don't accept Mexican pesos here. So we put our pesos back in our wallet and you can either take out your US dollars or your credit card. And a tip, bring your own water if you can, because my mother-in-law just bought a bottle of water for 10 US dollars. That's crazy. Okay, so we made it to the outside, and honestly my best advice is ask one of the souvenir shops, ask any of the businesses how to get to the outside where the taxis are, and they'll send you in the right direction. We're a group of 6 and Kevin was able to negotiate
down to $15 for the chair at the club, which includes national beers for $3 and international beers for $7. The taxi ride is $8 a round trip.
Okay, per person.
Per person.
All of that was per person.
All of this is per person.
So we just paid $23 per person to go to the beach and get a chair at the beach with an umbrella versus the $59 per person that they would charge all the way up at front as soon as you get off the ship.
Getting a tour seemed like a good deal because we're in a big group, and if you don't want to do it by yourself, which is also possible, you pay a taxi. But man, these lines are massive, especially when 4 boats arrive here.
The drive was short. No more than 10 minutes later, we reached our destination.
Playa Mahahual. We're checking out the boardwalk and we see that it's full of beach clubs, bars and restaurants, lounge chairs, tables, palapas, great vibes and relaxation. And another money-saving tip that also gives you flexibility is that you can take the taxi directly to this beach without purchasing a package. Depending on how large your group is, if you're in a big group, couple, or even a solo traveler, it'll save you money and you'll have the freedom to arrive and choose whichever beach club you want to chill at. The reason is that the taxi rides is not negotiable. It's $4 per person each way, so it's $8 per person round trip. And Honestly, we're not big fans of the beach club, a restaurant that we got assigned to with the package that we bought. So if we were to do this again, we would do what I just recommended, which is just getting here on our own and walking the boardwalk and choosing wherever we want to hang out at, because there are nicer beaches if you just walk along the boardwalk. The good thing to know is that even though these are beach clubs, none of them are private beaches. This is a federally backed protected beach, and so you can walk and go to any of these beaches. We also just learned that it's hard to get to Mahahual without a cruise ship. So if you're coming out on a cruise, the cruises come Monday through Friday. If you want to come not during the cruise days, maybe Saturday, Sunday is a good time to come, because cruises do not dock Saturdays, Sundays. And to get here, we hear that the best place to go nearby is Cozumel, and from Cozumel you can get a taxi, an hour and a half ride or so. We weren't told how much that costs, but just to give you an idea how tricky it might be to get here if you're not coming on a cruise. And just by our first impressions and comparing to Cancun, for example, beaches just as beautiful. Vibes even more relaxing, less busy. It's a sleepy beach town with not a lot going on. And the prices, much, much better than Cancun. So because it is sargassum season in the summertime, the staff here at the restaurants and beach clubs have done their very best to try to keep the sargassum out, which again is a natural occurrence, and there's not much we can do about it other than build this barrier that they did. And so that's very much appreciated, to try to give people a more pleasant experience. The water is beautiful, it is clean. If you just look past these weird muddy patches, you can still have a good time. The attitude that you bring to the beach is just as important as the beach itself. ¿Sí o no, amigos?
And babe, you got some big old coconuts. Yeah,
yeah, I wish. So walking around here, you got lots of coconut vendors. They will sell them at tourist prices, especially if you don't speak Spanish. So I overheard him selling these for 70 or 80 pesos to someone who didn't speak Spanish. And then we come along, hola amigo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo están los cocos? And got them for 50 pesos each.
With only a couple of hours left before we had to be back on the ship, we decided to head back to Costa Maya to check out the amenities we passed up when we arrived.
We took the 5-minute taxi ride back to the Costa Maya area, and it's less crowded now because I think most people either went to the beach or went back on the ship. And I think this is the perfect time for us to enjoy now. Oh my gosh, pink flamingos! They're so cute! Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen them this close. Wow. Oh, that one's looking...
That one's doing a yoga pose.
No. The yoga pose is named after the flamingo.
Costa Maya is like one giant spring break party, which is cool if that's what the aim of your game is. Bars in the pools where you can swim up to grab your drink. By the way, the drink prices were more expensive than the prices on the ship. The pools were complimentary, but the adventure activities were an additional cost starting at $15. We also saw they offered interactive swimming with dolphins, but I didn't catch the prices for that. We enjoyed our free swims at the fancy pools, which were saltwater pools by the way, and splashed around until it was time to get back on the ship.
We hope these tips were helpful for you. We hope you also enjoy this video.
And if you made it to the end, be sure to drop a palm tree or a coconut emoji.
Se cuidan, se bañan y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Chao.